Sometimes you wish that it stops forever, and sometimes you want it to pass away. The thing on your wrists tells it. Big Ben of London makes you aware of it well, just in case you haven't guessed its time. So what exactly is time? Does it even exist? Is there something like past, present, or future? Can time affect reality we perceive? Is time absolute or relative? We know that time flies by quickly when you're playing your favorite video game or you are just chilling with your friends at the party, and it passes by quite slowly when you are in the middle of that boring history lecture.
It's genius.
Not the best example to explain relativity of time, isn't it? Well, of course I'm kidding. This is Colossal Mind, and today we're going to dive deep into the secrets of time and its nature and answer all those wild questions that keeps us awake during the night. So a simple answer to all these questions is,
It's complicated.
but we're here to make it simple, so let's begin. What is time?
It is also the reason my hair is
Apart from being the thing that gives you regret if you have wasted it instead of preparing your home assignment. Time, according to that great scientist whose theories can be found easily in your physics book and whose theories gives you a nightmare, is the fourth dimension and links our 3D world to form a fabric known as space-time, which forms the very fundamental of the universe. It can be bent by an extremely heavy mass and can cause difference in time known as time dilation. Sounds like a term from Star Wars. Now let's translate this thing to English, shall we? You can imagine it like a cloth tied around a hollow circle, and if you put any object in it, it bends. The most puzzling fact is we can move in both directions in space but in only one direction in time, and it's natural to question that whether time even exists in reality or not. What if it's just an illusion? Let's get back to Einstein's theory. According to Albert Einstein, space-time bends around extremely heavy masses like black hole that causes time to run differently. Near a black hole, time slows down, and you can imagine this by the fact that every hour near a black hole on Dr. Miller's planet meant 7 years back on Earth. I'm sure you've watched Interstellar? If you have watched it, then you know what I'm talking about.
I've waited years. How many years? By now it must be.
It's 23 years, 4 months.
So if you're planning a trip to black hole this weekend, expect time to run differently. And there you go, the most fascinating fact of all. Time is not same everywhere, and it's relative. Let's take this to another level, shall we? What if I tell you, considering the universe as whole, there is no distinction between past, present, and future? Don't worry, we'll make this simple by an example. Let's suppose you are teleported to a distant planet 1,000 light-years away in the universe. Far from your daily struggles. Sounds amazing, right? A nice place to relax in the beautiful cosmos. Yeah. So imagine if you're on that planet and you have the most powerful telescope that can see thousands of light-years. Let's assume you found the Earth, so what will you see? Luckily, you won't see your school's strict maths teacher or your angry boss. To be honest, you'll not see anything that you would expect to see. Instead, you'll see a 1,000-year-old Earth. Why? That's because light will take 1,000 years to reach that planet, and the light reaching would be 1,000 years old. But that's not present, so can we say in a way you saw the past? And assume now you're headed back to Earth with the speed of light, and you finally got the superpowers you always wanted. Happy journey, by the way, traveling at 300,000 kilometers per second. It'll take you 1,000 years to return, but here's the thing. That time would be in your frame of reference, that is with respect to you, but on Earth time will run much faster, so when you'll reach Earth you'll see a very different Earth, or maybe no Earth at all, depending upon the future of the Earth. So now you traveled to future, hence you've hypothetically become the first time traveler from future if, of course, you survived for thousands of years. That was just an hypothetical example, I know. But in reality we have time travelers, the astronauts who orbit around the Earth with great speed, although of course it's much less than the speed of light. Still, these phenomena can be observed there. Astronauts are several milliseconds ahead of our time, and the time for them runs differently. Scott Kelly, an astronaut who during his time on board the ISS, orbited the Earth 5,440 times and made 3 spacewalks, returned home 13 milliseconds younger than his twin. So what did you expect? Their speed was not even near the speed of light. He was also part of a study with his identical twin and fellow astronaut, Mark Kelly, to examine the genetic effects of spaceflight. Did you get that? Considering the whole universe as the whole, you were first seeing the past and then present, but both the things were the result of light, and there was no difference in the universe. The Earth followed its time and the distant planet followed its time. All such wild imaginations made the old man say,
Physicists, the distinction between the past, present, and future is but a stubborn illusion.
And did you notice the fact that what you would be seeing on that planet was not reality, but still it was reality for you? Since reality is what we can perceive, think carefully about that example. Can it be said that there is no absolute reality? And it's subjective. Simply put, that means in the space an object can exist and not exist at the same time. While it can exist for one, it might not exist for some other observer. All the facts and figures that we have about the universe billions of light years away from Earth is billions of years old, and that means there exists the universe that we are totally unaware of. Let that sink into your mind. As now you know the importance of light and time, did it ever occur to you what would happen if we could travel faster than light? Stay with us as we unfold the underlying and fascinating mysteries of the universe, and check out our other such goosebumps-giving videos that truly are more interesting and informative than those boring online classes. And remember, time and tides wait for none.